My main regret for this whole weekend was waiting to adjust the clutch on his bike. You might be able to survive in the beginner class, but a weekend of starts like this showed me that the open class will eat you alive if you're still rocking the stock clutch settings. Over the next few videos, you'll see pretty clearly just how much it helps to make the adjustment. I know it makes the bike accelerate faster, which scares some riders, but I personally think it makes the bike easier to ride simply because when they twist the throttle, they're already on the pipe rather than twisting the throttle and trying to predict when the power band is going to kick in. That's just my theory though, I could be totally wrong. Oh, also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if any of you fellow DIYers need some pointers on how to adjust the KTM's clutch, I'll link the video I used to walk me through it at the end of this video. It's pretty straightforward though. One more thing, apologies, but this video will be cut in some weird spots. This was literally our first day using the GoPro, and we had a few settings messed up, so there were quite a few difficult gaps in the footage to work around. Honestly, this whole weekend was difficult for me. We talked about adjusting the clutch after the last race, but for whatever reason we didn't. And truthfully, from where I stood, it didn't look like he was on the gas anyways, so I didn't think it was going to make any difference, which didn't help cool my frustration at all. I don't know what it is, but it's a problem I see a lot of moto dads grapple with, and I'm definitely not immune to it. There's something about racing, more specifically watching your kids race, that brings out the competitiveness in a person, sometimes overly so. There's a few gaps in this video that I can actually recall how frustrated I was, and at one point I even remember yelling, "Get on the gas!" from the bank, as though he could actually hear me. It's not something I'm proud of, but I'm not really ashamed of it either. Nonetheless, I don't think either one of us were very happy by the end of this race. I was thankful we ended up with some footage out of this corner specifically. Not only does it help to illustrate the point I mentioned earlier about the bike being easier to ride when it's on the pipe, but I also happen to be standing right there as well, which thankfully allowed me to notice it for myself in person and rein in my frustration a little bit. It got me to wondering if maybe this problem wasn't entirely his fault. Right there is a good example. When the power band starts to kick in, I think it startles him a bit, so he feathers it back, whereas when the clutch is adjusted properly, he's always in the power rather than waiting for it to kick in. He does start to open it up a little bit more as the race goes on and he gets a little more comfortable with the throttle. Like I said, this one was a tough one for me as a dad. My initial thought was that he saw the speed of the other bikes at the start and just resigned himself to coasting mode for the rest of the race, which, if I'm being completely honest, was driving me absolutely insane to watch, especially since I know how much faster he's capable of riding. But that's not the reason I'm uploading this. The reason I'm uploading it is because I learned something this weekend. Something on this race in particular. What I learned was that even though I felt like blowing my lid and going full Bobby Knight at trackside, as 50 parents are sometimes known to do, sometimes it's best to just step back and give the boy the benefit of the doubt. In this case, I'm glad I did because, as you'll see in the coming videos, once I got him up to par mechanically, he not only bounced back, but he bounced back big. Turns out, the pit crew would be the one doing most of the learning and growth on this race. Cheers.